Hey guys, it's Tamara Bennett from Southern Adoornments Decor. Today we're painting one of my favorite fruits, strawberries. This past Friday, we came out with 5 new designs that were all different kinds of fruit because in the summertime, fruit is, you know, blooming. I don't know what you want to say. It's usually ripe. It's the best time of year to buy fruit. I know when we go on vacation, especially when we're like in Florida, that is the time of year when we always want to get fresh fruits and things like that. So we came up with 5 new designs that were all fruit themed. And so we've got welcome friends with watermelons around it. And we're actually going to be painting that one live in the clubhouse in June. We painted it once before, but I'm going to be remixing it, which means I'm going to change up the design just a little bit or kind of like paint it my way. And then the one at the bottom right that says Home Sweet Home with the stacked strawberries, that's a clubhouse design as well. So if you're a Painters Clubhouse member, both of those tutorials are in the clubhouse. And then these other 3 designs are all completely brand new. The one at the top in the middle is the one I'm painting today. So let's go ahead and get started. If you didn't get a text when I went live this morning, you can get text notifications by texting an alert to the number on the screen. I want to say hello to TikTok. We're live on TikTok and YouTube as well, so you can watch from any place you like, whichever you like. And I may be looking a little scruffier today than normal because, oh my goodness, we've got a lot going on today. And I got in my workout, hallelujah, and I'm still wearing my sweaty workout clothes. And I've been trying to get the pool ready and everything because my son's going to have a pool party this afternoon. So it's been a busy morning already, and I'm just now getting started. So normally I'm live on Tuesdays. Normally I'm live on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Central, but we bumped it up to 10 a.m. because of the pool party today. So you've got me a little bit early. Hey, Linda. Hi, Nicole. So what we're going to do first is paint the background of this. And I'm actually not going to follow the example photo to a T. We're going to change the color up a little bit. I wanted more of a blue background instead of green. So I'm using this color called Spa Blue. It's a Deco Art color. It's one that I just got recently. So, you know, if you paint with me very often, you might not have this one in your stash because it's not one I've used before. So if you don't have this one, I'm going to advise that you use like either baby blue or crystal blue and lighten it up with a little bit of white so it's a little bit lighter. And then I'm just using a chunk of a car wash sponge here to give it a base coat. And I'm not worrying too much about staying inside the lines and all that. I'm just kind of getting the base coat on here in all the areas that are going to be blue. And it's probably going to take 2, maybe 3 coats doing it like this. But it's so quick, y'all, and it dries so fast because it goes on thin. Good morning, Jerry. Nicole said I did the other strawberry design yesterday. Awesome. Ryan said, I can't wait to get painting this one. It's one of my favorites. Yay. Yes, Charlie is feeling better. Thank you for asking. Hey, Roxana. Hi, Tara. Good morning, Brandy and Mary. So if you're just now watching me for the first time, you may wonder about the laser etched lines. That's what these are called. These are just kind of like a guideline for you to paint and be able to see the letters and stuff. And you can paint right over these like I just did, and you'll be able to see them through the paint. It's harder to see on a video, but in person, I can still see the lines through the paint. So it makes it super convenient because you're not having to paint around all the lettering. And there's a couple different, hang on. Paint's a little thick. It's like stuck up in the bottom, down in the bottom of the cup. And so, what was I saying? If you want to paint this design, there's a couple different ways you can do it. If you're crafty and can cut your own wood blanks, you can get the template from our shop. It's called Strawberry Patch, and it's $7. Or you can get the wood blank from our shop in 4 different sizes. The one I'm painting today is 18 inches. We have them as small as 6 inches. So if you just wanted to paint a little one of these, like go on a bookshelf or on a tiered tray, you could get a smaller size. Or if you wanted to paint one as a wreath attachment, you could get like a 12-inch. And you could just follow along with this video. Good morning, Zoe. Is that your daughter, Brandy? Hi, Tina. Thank you, Roxana. She said, I love your shirt. Worry more, or love more, worry less. If you look closely, there's leopard print. This is a Sarah Cummings Redheaded Camel design shirt. It goes really good with my pink workout leggings. They're this color. So, oh, your grandbaby. How sweet. Actually, y'all, 2 coats might be enough to do this because we're going to do a little bit of distressing on the background too. Be sure, and if you're using a sponge like this, rinse it out or it will dry and you won't be able to reuse it. So I'm going to actually like drop it in my water cup so it absorbs some water and doesn't get all dry and crunchy. And I'm going to grab a chip brush. So this is a chip brush. This one's actually 2 inches wide. A lot of you guys probably have these in your stash somewhere, and we're going to use this to do a little bit of white distressing on our background. So I'm just going to use this lid to my ice cube tray. I like to put it like in a nice little line like this and kind of just dip in it and then dab some off. And then we're just going to kind of, let's see, I'm trying to decide, do I want to go this way or this way? I think I'm going to go long ways like this. And I'm just using white. And this is just, I just kind of like, because this design doesn't have a lot of detail, I wanted to add a little bit of texture to it. So that phone started ringing. Sorry about that. I think that might have actually been the hotel in Destin or the Destin Convention Center calling me. So I'll probably have to return that call in a bit. But see how this adds just a little bit of texture to the background. And even though there's not a ton of detail on this door hanger, it's going to kind of make it look more, more detailed. I am just with a feather-like touch dragging this across here. And notice how I'm not like starting in the middle. I'm starting kind of off the edge and dragging it on and just letting the brush kind of lightly scrape and trail across. And you can do this in different directions if you want, or you can kind of do it on the same direction. I'm going to kind of keep it all going left to right, I think. Can't decide. I thought about doing a little bit vertically. I don't know. Let's try it. Let's try it. Ooh, I kind of like that. Kind of like gives it a crosshatch sort of look. A little bit more like woven fabric. What do you think? It's hard to kind of visualize it until we get, this is going to be the background. So, you know, when we get all the other stuff on there, it'll be even cooler. I do like the crossway. I don't normally do it this way, but I like this. Gives it a lot of texture. And I'm barely putting any paint on my brush when I redip like this. Just enough to kind of put a little more texture on there. What do y'all think? You like it? Drop that in the water. You like it, Nicole? Yeah, your framed monogram shirt. I need to do a monogram box opening at some point, but I usually check with Sarah before I do it to get the go-ahead to make sure everybody's box is shipped first. Lauren said, I love it with both ways like that. I do too. So let me show you what it looks like a little closer up so you can see all that juicy texture. Looks cool. I like it. Feels very country-ish. Roxana said, you make it look so easy. I get clumps of paint, so I need to use less paint. Oh, yeah. I barely had any paint, and I was constantly, like, stippling it on the flat surface first. And so if you're getting clumps, another tip, Roxana, is to dab it off on a paper towel before you scrape on your project because it'll get the clump off and it'll get onto the paper towel. Okay, let's start painting our, oh, and I wanted to show you, I don't know if y'all can see it on camera, the lettering. You can still see the lettering. You got to kind of look at an angle. Put your glasses on if you're have a hard time seeing. It's really harder to see through the texture, but I can still see it. I just have to look closely. Let's do our strawberry next. Hey, Michelle, good morning. Our strawberry is going to be done with watermelon slice. It's become my new favorite red, y'all. It's red without being really red. It's kind of a softer red. It's got a little bit of a pink in it. And I love it. And it covers so well. So I just switched to a flat tip brush. It's about maybe not quite an inch wide. I dampened it with a little bit of water first. And now I'm just painting in our strawberry. I am going to kind of go around this little flower down here because the flower is going to be white. There's a little section of strawberry right here also. Don't forget about that. And then go to here. And if you're having a hard time getting in tight spaces like this with your large brush, start in the corner where that tight space is and pull your brush up and away, and it will, you know, fill that space without you losing control. I love using flat tip brushes. I think I use them more than any other kind of brush. I feel like they're so versatile. You know, I can do a nice thin line like that by putting it up on its end, or I can fill a large space by laying it nice and flat. And I get less brush strokes that way. Sheila, so far I've used spa blue and white for the background and watermelon slice for the strawberry. Which if you guys want to get the color list for this project, you can text list to this number and it will send you to a website. And once you get to that website, you need to bookmark it, because about once a week we post the newest supply list in there, so you can like go back and reference that when you want to paint one of my designs. Of course, we don't have supply lists for every single design that we do. And we've had people ask before, they're like, do you have a supply list for this project and that project? Nope, just the ones I've painted live. Good morning, Leanne. Good to see you. Stormy said the etching always makes me feel nervous, like I'm having to stay inside the lines. No, Stormy, you need to look at the etching as a guide, but not a restriction. Okay. So a lot of times I kind of go outside the lines. It's just there as a guide, like right there. I went about 1/8 of an inch outside the line. Whoops. Oh, well. So just use it kind of as a guide, but don't look at it like it's going to force you to stay inside a particular line. It's just there so you don't have to draw. It makes your life it's supposed to make your life a little easier. Because way back before we had door hangers with laser etched lines, or even templates, before we had templates, we were having to hand draw every detail and every design on a door hanger. And if you struggle with drawing, or even if you can draw, I can draw, but I struggled with drawing to scale when I had to make it bigger. I can draw something if it's going to be this big, but when I had to draw it at like a 20-inch scale, I struggled to scale it up. And so coming up with templates and then eventually laser etched door hangers made my life so much easier. Let it be your friend. Don't work it. Don't fight it. Diane, the blue is Spa Blue. It's a newer blue that I've got from Decor. I haven't used it much before. It's a really light, like icy blue. So the original background on this design was green. Let me show you. That one up at the top middle. The original background was green, but I wanted to go with a blue color instead. So that's what I'm doing. Leanne says, I'm thinking about going to Destin, but no one to take with me. Oh, man, Leanne, come by yourself. We'll hang out with you. Leanne's talking about our event at Destin, Florida in September. It's called Southern Adoornments Live. I did put a link in the video description for you guys so you can buy your ticket. It's September 29th and 30th. This is our 4th annual event. We craft and paint all day together, but this time we're going to get to hang out on the beach together after it's over. So I'm excited. It's going to be so much fun. We've already sold quite a bit of the tickets, but we do have some left. We haven't completely met capacity in the room yet, so we'll see. But Leanne, I would love to meet you and have you come, so come and see us. Hey, Danelle. Does anybody have any painting questions today? Anything I can help you with while I'm painting? I can answer questions or help you out. Good morning, Vanessa. All right, I'm switching to a smaller flat tip brush. This one's about 1/2 inch. I think I'm going to use this one to do my greenery and my flower. So I think I'm going to start with one coat on my flower. How do I live stream? Sheila, I use something called StreamYard. StreamYard.com. It connects in with Facebook and allows you to stream in and kind of like see all the comments. And then I can pop your comments up on the screen like this. So it's really cool. And it also allows me to pop photos up on the screen, which I really love if I need to show you guys something. It's neat. And I can go live with guests. It's pretty fantastic. Christy says, I need to paint a softball on a canvas. What color would you recommend for the yellow? Softball yellow. It's been a hot minute since I painted a softball. Neon yellows usually work really well. I don't have any of those sitting over here. Oh, here's one. This is a neon yellow. I've used this one before. It's Americana multi-surface neon. And this one's called just yellow. If you don't have a neon, neons can be kind of hard to work with. If you're painting with a neon, paint a base coat of white first, or mix white with your neon and use that as your base coat, kind of your primer, and then coat it with just neon after that. Another option that's not neon, but is kind of like a mimic of the neon is this color Sprout. It's almost a greenish yellow. I feel like that one would work really well. And then there's also, I was going to say citron green, but it's too green. What about this one? No, well, no, that's too green also. Those two are my recommendations. Okay. Let me see if I missed a question. I'm glad you guys are asking questions. If you don't use a paint color in a while, do you replace it, or do you have any tips on not getting it clumpy and thick? So yeah, Stormy, sometimes if I don't use one for a while, it can get kind of thick. And so I will just squirt it out in my egg carton, and then I'll add a little bit of water to it and kind of stir it around and thin it out a little bit. And you might have like what we call paint boogers. So, you know, they're kind of like a big nasty clump that won't break up with water. And so sometimes I do have to kind of like pull those out, scoop them out, throw in the trash. I actually had that recently with some black paint that I was working with. And it's so frustrating, especially if you're in the middle of a project and it starts to clump like that and you can't get the clump out of the bottle. And then it starts making it hard to squeeze the bottle. So it can be frustrating. But I would say don't throw the paint completely away. Just try to get the paint boogers out of it and thin it out with a little bit of water. I have some paint that I've had for years and I'm still using it. So they last quite a while. Okay, how do you get these babies to act right? I can't seem to get anything done. I can't help with that, Brooke. I don't know, distract them, entertain them. So one thing that I used to do when my kids were little was I had a big plastic tub full of dried pinto beans. And I would fill it up, and I had like little dump trucks and tractors and bulldozers that I dropped in the bucket, little scoops and buckets. And I would put that down in the floor with like a big sheet underneath it because they're going to spill beans out. And it's easier to clean up if the whole bucket is sitting on top of a sheet. But this was like a big tub, and it was actually very good for entertaining my kids for a couple of hours. And we still have it. Like 12 years later, we still have that bucket of pinto beans. And Charlie asked me to get it down the other day, and it entertained her for about an hour. So, you know, tried and true. Bucket of pinto beans, dried beans, will keep kids entertained for hours. And then when they're done, you pick up that sheet and dump them all back in there because they're going to make a mess. Danelle says, do you always wet your brush prior to use and dab it on a paper towel before sticking to the paint? Yes, unless I'm doing a dry brushing technique like what we did on the background here. Donna says, good sensory play. Yep, tried and true and cheap. All you need is a plastic tub and a bunch of dried pinto beans and some toys. Yeah, if you have paint boogers, Stormy, get like a roll of paper towels and grab the paint booger as it's coming out of the bottle with the paper towel and just pull, and it'll just start coming out. It's really gross. Who else has a life hack like that for raising kids? What's another good sensory play thing that keeps them entertained for a long time? Something else that I saw the other day that was really cool was this mother takes a little watercolor set, like those cheap little watercolors you get at the Dollar Tree, and she puts it in her beach bag. And when they go to the beach, she takes just a few little paintbrushes, and her daughters sit and paint seashells with those little watercolors on the beach. I'm like, that is brilliant. Charlie would be all about that. So I need to remember that when we go to Destin in a few weeks for our family vacation. Lauren says shaving cream. Yeah, we did shaving cream a lot when we were in school. Our teacher would give each student a dab on our desk, and it served two purposes. One, we would practice our spelling words by writing in the shaving cream. And two, it cleaned our desks. So our desks always looked so clean afterwards. Oh, sorry, Caitlin. I haven't been checking TikTok. Did anybody comment? Most of the time I don't get very many comments on TikTok. Welcome, guys. You guys have questions? Did you make the sign behind you? Yes, I painted that one live in the Painters Clubhouse yesterday. Bubbles. Bubbles are always a good thing to keep the kids entertained. My niece has a bubble gun. It's almost like a water gun, but it shoots out bubbles. And she takes it with her. It's special because they don't play with it at home, I don't think, but she takes it with her to the ballpark. So when her brothers are playing baseball, that's what she does. She plays with the bubble gun. Shauna says a blank canvas. Let them paint alongside you. I like that. Ryan says water table with small animals and ice cubes. Ooh, good idea. When I was a kid, when we did the good old fashioned making mud pies. One of my friends had like a little it was like almost like a potting station behind her garden shed. And her mom had put like old pots and pans out there and measuring cups and spoons. And we would get out there and we would mix dirt and water and rocks and all kinds of things. And we made all kinds of things. We thought we were just really cooking and having fun. So, you could always, I dropped a bottle of paint. You could always go to the thrift store and get a few like old pots and pans and stuff and put them outside and let your kid just make a mess and get dirty and then just hose them off when you bring them in. Beans with pots and pans. Yes, my kids always loved to pretend to cook. Sharon says, how do you know when to use a base coat? You kind of learn that the more you paint, Sharon, but anytime you're using a color that is slightly transparent or kind of light that doesn't cover very well. So usually that's like yellows, oranges, sometimes reds have a hard time covering. So if you're using yellows or orange, putting a coat of putting a coat of white underneath can help. If you're doing red, actually, you're supposed to use gray underneath the red, not white. White makes it actually harder for you to paint red over it, but gray is a good base coat under red. And then sometimes with the yellow and the orange, it's almost easier to mix a little bit of white into the yellow or the orange that you plan to use and use that as your base coat, because it makes it easier to cover that when you go to do your second and third coats. Now this green that I'm using is called Holly Green. And that's going to be my vines and my greenery. I'm going to use a different brush for the vines part. Let's set this over here. Marina said I made mini mud pies too. I did too. Lauren said, my school kids play for hours with magnets, Lincoln Logs, Connects, Tinker Toys, all the old school, the stuff they don't have at home. Yeah, because it's cool to them because they don't have that at home, right? We had all that stuff. We had Lincoln Logs when I was a kid. Play-Doh, tiny cookie cutters. Thank you. Like my glasses. They're pair I wear. They're magnetic toppers. What kind of signs do you make? I teach door hanger painting. So this is going to be a door hanger when it's done. For some reason, the lighting on TikTok is really bad today. It's like really washed out. So I was going to show you guys what it looks like up close. It's hard to see. It's like, do you see how it's? So if you want a better angle or a better view, come over to YouTube. I'm live on YouTube or Facebook. There's a link in my TikTok profile and you'll be able to see better. But the recording for this will actually be available on YouTube. and Facebook as soon as this is over. So, you know, if you want to like rewatch this later and follow along with the video, you can do that, because I know TikTok lives don't live forever on the app. Now I'm not having to freehand these little vines. The vines are laser etched on the door hanger. I can still see them through the paint, so I'm just kind of adding them on. It's hard to see that one area though. Okay, I see. It goes up and behind this letter, and then there's a leaf right here. And I'm just using a little round tip brush to do this part. Leanne says, thanks for the tip for the gray under red. I didn't know that. Yeah, gray makes a good base coat under red. Okay, I'm going to switch brushes again and do a second coat of green. Oop, I accidentally had some on my hand and didn't know it, and transferred it to my strawberry. Get a baby wipe out. Give it a gentle scrub. And it comes right back off. Always keep baby wipes in your craft room. I do have a ring light on, but I need it for the Facebook Live. But for some reason, it's making TikTok really washed out. Oh, what? Look what I just did. I just dipped my brush in the red, and it was supposed to be green. Laura said, my sister and I tried to dig to China even after I was grown and had kids. There was a dip in Dad's yard where we dug the hole. My dad would have come unglued. He was very serious about his yard. He didn't want anybody digging holes or messing with the yard. That's too funny. Charlie, a few years ago, saw a rainbow out in our yard, and she thought there was going to be a pot of gold at the end of it. So she took off running out into the field next to our house looking for the pot of gold. Here she comes. I was telling that story about how you were looking for the pot of gold. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you bored or something? What are you doing?
No.
No. Okay, so Charlie and I had an argument this morning. I was telling her last night we were reading a bedtime story, and in the bedtime story, it had a reference to the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland, and Charlie didn't know who that was. So I told her she needs to watch Alice in Wonderland so she knows who it is. So this morning I pulled it up, and she was arguing with me. She wanted to watch the live action version of Alice in Wonderland. And I told her she needs to watch the original Disney cartoon version of Alice in Wonderland first.
Though?
Why? Because it's the best.
Yeah, but I want to try the first, you know.
Yeah.
I wanted to try the live action. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's the best. I could save it the best for last.
Well, I just think you need to watch the cartoon one first. So that way you kind of know the story, and then you can watch the live action. Because a lot of times in a live action, they change it up. Oh, look who's here. Do you see that name? Who is that?
Hello, Corey.
Uncle Corey. Now I'm using Sunset Gold, and I'm painting the center of our little strawberry blossom.
Is it almost in a whole hour?
Nana will be here in an hour to get you.
You said it was half an hour.
I know. I said an hour and a half the last time. Okay. On the original, our lettering is red. Do you think I should go ahead and do red lettering, or do y'all think I should do black or something else? Hang on. Let me put the picture up here so they can see what the original looks like.
I think you should do black. Yeah, I like the black.
So vote if we should do black or red.
Hi.
Or a dark blue. Dark blue might be pretty too.
Hi, Catherine, right? Is that Catherine?
Yeah.
Catherine?
Ryan said navy. That's kind of what I was thinking. Maybe a navy.
Navy.
Cindy says black. Brandy says yellow. Yellow might be kind of hard to see. I'm not sure that would stand out enough on the blue background. What's TikTok saying? Black or navy? Navy. Okay. Okay,
Black
Charlie, go
letters,
get me that bottle of dark blue paint over there. Do you see
Black
it
letters,
behind the white bottles?
Wait,
The big bottles. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I don't use navy very often, so I don't even have it over here in my regular stash.
Black
letters.
letters.
Black letters. They're all saying navy. I kind of think navy might look nice with these colors.
Yellow.
Yellow's pretty, but I'm not sure it will show up.
Wait.
Actually, this must not be navy. I may have to mix this color a little bit.
Lahana. I just have to share mine.
What are you talking about?
Lahana says yellow S.
You can do both the wording in black and outline it in red. Oh, yep.
Did you see?
I'm putting 1 drop of black in this.
Maybe.
You're going to have to back up. You're all up in my business here. I need elbow room to work. I'm taking the primary blue and putting 1 drop of black in it because the primary blue was really bright. And I guess I thought I had a navy color.
I guess Corey
Here we go. Hush for a minute. If you don't have a good navy color, I forgot I have this one. This probably would be a good one to put on the supply list. So when I make the supply list up, I'll put that on there. But I pretty much have just mixed the exact same color.
Definitely put blue.
Corey may not still be on here. But yeah, he probably voted for blue. He loves blue.
I don't care if I don't play on TV.
No. We're not playing video games right now. I need you to skadoot out from under my elbow. Because
Bye.
Okay, reach in there and tell them bye.
Bye. Love you.
Leanne, they are all out of school today because today is like election day for the primaries. And so our schools are all out today. So I don't know if that's just Kentucky or if that's other states as well.
This book is pretty.
Okay,
long.
I'm using a filbert tip brush. It's got a rounded end on it. And I'm just going to fill in these letters. I'm not going to have to freehand them because they are lasered on the wood. I can just paint right inside the lasered lines. I thought you were going. What are you doing?
I'm going to print. Anyway, this book is pretty. The book is pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I see a bird.
Ooh, blue was a good choice, y'all. I really like this. It's so pretty.
Oh no, that's pop. Oh yeah.
I love the shape of this W.
I'm halfway through the movie.
Okay, well go watch it then. You're missing it while you're in here.
No. I paused it.
Well, you're not going to have time to finish it before Nana comes if you don't go finish it now. It's about an hour and 20 minutes long.
I have 1 more hour.
Charlie, go.
I want to paint something.
Kristen says my kids are already on summer break. Mine will be after next Wednesday. Not right now. No, that one's mine also. You don't do that in Texas? Every time we have any kind of election day, kids are out of school. Lauren's a teacher. She said it's a much needed day. I'm sure it is for the teachers. The parents, not so much. The rest of us are like, oh. It's just, all this is a preview for summer break.
I'm going to use...
Charlotte, out. I can't
so
focus. No painting right now because Nana's going to be here soon to get you. Nana can't come soon enough.
You said I have 1 more hour.
You're not listening to me, though. So you're about to be in trouble.
Yeah, but you said I had 1 more hour.
Do I need to get up and make an example of you in front of everybody on Facebook Live? Shoot. You got 1 hour to go to your room and do something. She was gonna make me call her bluff right here in the middle of Facebook Live. It kills me because it's like she knows when I'm on video that she feels like she can get away with more because of not listening to me because I'm talking to you guys. And she's afraid that I won't, or she thinks, I guess, that I won't carry out a threat on Facebook Live. And I'm like, no, I'll whoop you behind even if we're on Facebook Live if you aren't going to listen. Well, she wouldn't really do anything that bad, but it's like I cannot focus when she's in here talking. And then I feel like I'm not teaching because I'm too busy talking to her instead of talking to you guys. So, All right, what do y'all think about this lettering? Do you like the navy blue? Yeah, a lot of our schools are voting centers also. Marina says just breathe. Thank you. I need that reminder sometimes. It's rough. She's so sweet, and she just wants to be in the middle of all of it. And it's very distracting. It's hard. And it's funny because a lot of times you guys don't mind it nearly as much as I do. It's like you guys find it entertaining sometimes when she comes in here and is talking to all of y'all, but I'm like, I can't focus. It's stressing me out. Not to mention when she's over here behind my elbow, bumping me while I'm trying to paint. She loves to be the center of attention too. You like the blue? I love the navy lettering too. I think this was a really good choice. Thank you for whoever suggested it. This really small filbert tip brush is so good for this kind of lettering. It holds a lot of paint, so you can like make a real nice long stroke. And then you can kind of hold it at different angles to do the thinner strokes. Whoops, I missed a green vine right here apparently. Let's see. I'm going to switch brushes for a minute and use this round tip brush to do... Actually, I better paint this vine real quick or I will forget that it's there. I think I thought when I saw it originally, I thought it was part of the lettering, but it's not. Kathy, this actually is not a font. It is Sarah Cummings who designed this shirt. It is her hand lettering. She is on my design team and designs some of our door hanger designs. And something special about her is that all of her designs are hand lettered. So you cannot buy this as a font. It's her hand lettering. If you want to go follow her, her page is called The Red-Headed Camel. She sells t-shirts and garden flags, and she has a door hanger of the month club. All kinds of goodies. I think right now her big thing that she's doing is selling painted Stanley cups, which is really cool. That's something that's so trendy right now. I switched to a round tip brush because this font, actually this lettering right here in the middle, I don't know if this is, this might be a font because it looks a little bit like a typewriter letter, but it's not your typical typewriter letter. So sometimes she will mix a font in with her hand lettering. And it's very skinny and precise, so I couldn't do it with the filbert tip brush that I was using. Oh, I just dripped a little bit of blue on the door hanger. Let's see if I can get it off with a paper towel real quick. So sometimes when you're going back and forth from your project, you'll drip paint. So I'm going to wrap this little baby wipe around the end of my paintbrush because it was in the center of that O. And just kind of scrub it. There we go. That worked beautifully. What are the boys up to today? They're going to have a pool party after we get off here. We're expecting some friends to come over, and they're going to have a boys pool party. Actually, that's what Brett's doing. Travis, who is 16, is out mowing a churchyard today. That's kind of his little side job, so he's making money. And then Brett, who is 12, is having like 6 or 7 middle school boys over for a pool party. So y'all pray for me. So that's why Nana is coming to get Charlie here in a little bit. Nana is going to take Charlie, and her little cousin are going to go to the park together and have a blast. So she's going to go do something fun too. But I tried to get her out of the house for the pool party because she don't need to be up in the middle of all those middle school boys. She'd be driving them crazy. So I told her she could have a girls' pool party of her own, and I would kick her brother out so she can have her own girls' pool party sometime. Oh, I dripped another spot. Oh, it's already nearly dry. It's okay. Baby wipe is actually kind of getting it. Where did you get the lettering for Lola? It is a font. Let me think. I can't think of the name of it right off the top of my head. I think we posted that font, though, in the Lola Workshop group. So you might look in there and see if it says. Because I think I just can't remember off the top of my head what it's called. Won't the pool still be cold? No, Nicole, we actually have a pool heater that warms it up so it extends our season. Plus, it's been like 80 degrees for the last week and a half here, so the pool is staying warm on its own. Not to mention, it would not matter if the pool was 80 degrees or 60 degrees. Middle school boys are immune to the cold. They will swim anyways. Hey, Kayla. Watching on YouTube. Farmhouse Lemonade. Thank you, Danelle. That's what it's called, Farmhouse Lemonade. And that may actually have been a font that I got from Creative Fabrica. So if some of you guys have your Creative Fabrica subscription, you can get it there. If you don't have a Creative Fabrica subscription, it's like $5 a month, I think. If you pay annually, it's $60 for the whole year, which makes it $5 a month. But I have a link that you can use to get a free trial, and it gives you, I think, like 10 free downloads or a free month. And then on your 11th download, I think you get charged the subscription, or you can cancel. But I have used it for so much. I've downloaded templates and SVG files. I've downloaded fonts, graphics, all kinds of good things. It's a really good resource. Okay, I need to dry this because it's probably parts of this lettering is going to need another coat. Marie said that's right. My kids jump in the lake in February or March and they don't stay in long. Well, Lauren, ours is up to 80, 85 degrees. It's warm, but we do have a pool heater that kicks on in the morning to it runs all the time if the pool drops below a certain degree. But it kind of like maintains it. So once it gets up to that, it doesn't have to work as hard to stay at that temperature. No, I'm not freehanding the lettering. Actually, it is laser etched on this door hanger. This lettering was originally done by Sarah from the Red-Headed Camel. She's one of my designers for my door hangers. And so she designed this particular design. This is her hand lettering, and it's lasered on the wood. So if you buy one of our wood door hangers, it's going to have it lasered on there for you. You won't have to freehand it. You can just paint inside the lines. Or if you get our templates on our website, it's also on those. But thank you. I think it looks lovely. Even though it's not my lettering, I think it turned out great. Oh, your pool heater quit working. That's a bummer. Okay, I was drying it because this is going to need a quick second coat. So let's just go over it one more time, right down the middles. Make it a little bit more solid looking. Second coats never take as long as the first coat. They're so much quicker. I guess because you don't have to try to fill in the whole area. You can just quickly go over it again. And then after this, we're going to be ready to add our finishing touches, and we'll be just about done. How many of you guys are planning on painting one of these now that you've seen it painted? If you get the wood door hanger in our shop, just be sure to bookmark this video so you can come back to it, or subscribe if you're on YouTube, so you'll have access to this video. Sometimes these videos are harder to find on Facebook after, a few days because they get lost in the feed. So bookmark it, save it, download the supply list, whatever you got to do to get the link back to the video. And you can come back and re-watch while you paint. And if you enjoy this kind of door hanger painting and you want to learn more, I actually have a membership group called the Painters Clubhouse. We've got several of our PC sisters watching here today. And we teach door hanger painting in that group every month. And so the designs that we teach in there are exclusive for up to a year. Oh, y'all, I missed another vine. There's another vine down here. And so we have over 100 different templates that you can get instant access to when you join, plus new ones that we add every month. The truck design that's hanging up behind me actually is one that we painted yesterday in the clubhouse, and it was a remix design. So originally it was painted with like a red truck, and we changed it and made it like a nice sage mint color truck, and it turned out really cute. I like it. Okay, that is the lettering. Let me go back and add yet another vine that I missed. Like I said, the laser etching, you can see it, but you got to be paying attention to see it. So if you're not paying close attention, you might miss that there is laser etching right through there. Which if I had been looking at my picture, I probably would have realized it, but I wasn't looking at the photo. The clubhouse is great. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate that. Yeah, if you want more information about the Painters Clubhouse, go to paintersclubhouse.com. It's an amazing community. It's funny because people usually join because they're like, I want more of Tamara's tutorials. I want to learn more. But then they end up staying in the group as long as they do because the community is so great. You always have support and people to answer questions if you're struggling with a project, or if you just want to show off something that you've painted and kind of get some feedback. It's a great place to do that as well. All right, there's the vine that we forgot. I'm going to put one more coat on my little yellow center of my flower because now that it's dry, it looks streaky. Let me look at my photo to see what else I'm forgetting. We got seeds on the strawberries that we need to add, and we need to add just a little bit of detail inside of the greenery. So I'm going to use a round tip brush for that. Let me rinse this brush out. Oh, what's everybody saying on TikTok? Are we able to buy already done door hangers? I have a few on the website, but I don't normally list them. I mostly just teach how to paint door hangers. Where are you? Where'd you get the font? Oh, the font. This is not a font. This is actually hand lettering. Let me hold this up because TikTok can't see it very well because of the lighting. Look how cute this is. We're not done with it yet, but it's nearly there. All right. So for the greenery, I think I'm going to take a little bit of white instead of picking up another color of green. And I'm going to mix a little bit of white with my holly green to create a lighter shade. And I think I may actually take a little bit of yellow and add in there to kind of change the tone a little. Ooh, I like that. And then I'm going to use this round tip brush and just kind of add some little accents to our leaves. Just like that. And that's all you need to do on that. You're going to paint the Home Sweet Home ones the way you painted that one. Yeah, it's really similar, but did it have buffalo plaid? I can't remember. And then now we need seeds. So instead of doing really black strawberry seeds, I'm just going to take and actually, let's see, what shape brush do I want for this? I might need to just use a round tip brush. And I'm going to mix a little bit of this blue. You could also do black with red. Actually, black might work better. Let me see. I want to darken up the red just a little. Put 1 drop of black in there and let's see what we get. Because I don't want really black strawberry seeds. I just want them to be more like a burgundy. You see how that's mixing up? Looks pretty good. I don't know if it's dark enough, but to test it, let me kind of do a dot. Oh yeah, that's going to be perfect. Sometimes it's hard to see, like looking in here, if this is the right color until you put it on top of the color that it used to be, which is the red. Okay, let me look at my picture. How many seeds do we have? We have a few here and there. So I'm just going to freehand a few little like seeds onto this strawberry. It's kind of just a little teardrop shape. Yeah, I was thinking black originally, but then I was like, wait a minute. No, that's watermelons that have black seeds. Strawberries just have like very tiny, tiny seeds. They're not that noticeable. But this just adds a little bit more detail to our door hanger. I'm positioning these similarly to how I do polka dots when I'm painting polka dots. And I'm kind of like making, in my mind, I'm drawing like little invisible triangles amongst the seeds to kind of keep them positioned sort of symmetrically. It's just so I don't have a weird seed too close to another seed. All right, I think that looks pretty good. I think that's it, y'all. Let me go to this angle here so I can hold it up. I'm going to try not to get... Actually, you know what? I want to put a little bit of accent color on these, on the... What is this called? On the flower. And I think I may use a little bit of that blue from the background. Just a tiny bit, like a drop. And my round tip brush. And I'm just going to kind of go around the outside of these little petals. Alrighty. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I didn't have the camera up. So you guys can see what I added to that white flower. That's the blue from the background. There we go, y'all. What do you think? Danelle says, join the Painters Clubhouse. You'll learn so much and get some awesome feedback and support. Thank you for that, Danelle. Nicole says, the Clubhouse is worth everything you pay. I've learned so much and always great ladies to help and have chat with. I love it. Guys, I love the colors on this. We changed it up from the original design. The original had like a pale green in the background and the lettering was red. So we flipped that up a little bit. And I think I actually like my version a little bit better. I don't know. What do you think? If you want to paint one of these yourself, grab the template if you're able to cut out your own wood blank in our shop for $7, or grab the wood cutout. The 18-inch size is $24. If you're a Clubhouse member, use your 20% off discount code. We do have wholesale pricing as well, or bulk pricing. So if you want to teach a paint party doing this kind of project, you can buy multiples and actually save. The more you buy, the more you save. And so this is the 18-inch size, which is good for door hangers. A 12-inch would be like your wreath attachment, 6-inch for like a shelf or something like that. So, and if you paint one, text me and send me a picture. All right, y'all. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.